Hi kids, welcome back. I'm Michael. This is our 10th part of our History of Black Education series. This week we talk about the history of Black arts education. Kids, there was rarely ever a moment when Black teachers who thought about how to creatively teach Black students did not use art. When we look at the African diaspora from the Caribbean to the continent, rhythm, song, dance, poetry, and visual arts has always been integral to educating people, especially before European colonization. Hey, yeah, we gotta go to the art store. We have a lot of art supplies here. What do you need? To get paint and a banner, a Stop Cop City banner to put over the highway. We'll go right after this. As we've discussed in earlier videos, pageants and plays were no stranger to the curriculum in Black schools during the era of legal segregation. Because it looked like we were going back to that. Too much. Chill out. Black teachers always cared about teaching the whole student, playing to everybody's strength. The artistic couldn't be separate from the academic. Black teachers and thinkers like founder of Negro History Week and the Association for Negro Life and History, Carter G. Woodson, went out of their way to offer Black teachers decorative prints of Black artists to put up in their classrooms. Focus on Black affirming classroom art continued into the 1970s when two educators from the Society of Visual Education created the Black ABCs that went viral in predominantly Black schools for decades. During Jim Crow racial segregation and long after that, Black graduations, talent shows, school concerts, and just the regular school day always started with the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, which was sung for the first time in history by 500 Black school children in 1900 at the Stanton School in Florida. But kids, while art is fun by itself to create, participate in, throughout the history of Black education, art has been used as a tool for Black freedom and liberation. Black teachers like Nannie Helen Burroughs, W.E.B. Du Bois wrote plays specifically designed as educational tools to reframe how we understand history, like the play When Truth Gets a Hearing in 1916 and Star of Ethiopia in 1913, and to have students show through performance that history that ignores the African diaspora is just a story. Du Bois wrote in 1926 in an essay called Criteria of Negro Art, all art is propaganda and ever must be. Playwright Lorraine Hansberry said, works of art, even literary fiction, demands the truth. When we look at some of the greatest eras in Black artistic creation, the Harlem Renaissance, Negritude, and the Black arts movement, many of the artists that helped animate these movements have a direct connection with segregated Black schools. 86,000 Black teachers were fired when the country attempted a shift from segregated to desegregated schools. This included Black band directors, dance instructors, and theater directors. Still, during and after legal segregation, Black arts education took place outside of traditional classrooms, kids. Black children, teens, and adults got artistic and musical training in the 1930s at the Harlem Arts Center. And students who attended independent Black liberation schools during the 1970s and 80s were trained in dressmaking and traditional African arts and crafts. Black independent schools also trained Black performers. Which brings us to today's story, kids. Harlem's Black Arts Repertory Theatre and School. The Black Arts Repertory Theatre and School, BARTS for short, was founded by legendary poet Amiri Baraka in 1965. Kids, I gotta tell you, the school opened with a full parade down the Harlem streets. The purpose of the school was to teach and celebrate Black art that had politics and a commitment to the Black community locally and globally. Their teachers included Black arts movement legends you may know, like jazz composer and band leader Sun Ra, and the legendary poet Sonia Sanchez. The BARTS faculty believed that the study of poetry and poetics did not have to be limited to a dominant cultural canon. One could produce, memorize, improvise, and perform poems instead in the style of the tradition that the Black arts movement poets were building together. This was not art for art's sake. The school taught classes in literacy, mathematics, as well as acting, poetry, dance, cinema, and music. Then there were classes to help students understand the political world that their art was being created into. Classes like cultural philosophy, social history of the West, and political science. Barts put on dance recitals, art shows, poetry readings, and dramas created by the faculty. They'd set whole stages in the community playgrounds, empty parking lots, and street corners. When they weren't putting on public shows, faculty would ride around 130th Street in the Jazzmobile, recruiting black youth to teach arts and crafts to younger black kids in the community. Too dope. Because the school focused specifically on black concerns across the globe, local mainstream newspapers accused them of being anti-white. Kids. Unnecessary. After only one amazing year with a lot of challenges, Barts was forced to close. But their artistic and political legacy lives on in the work of contemporary black artists and performers like visual artist Kara Walker, film director Boots Riley, and poet Aja Monet, and schools like the Higher Institute of Art in Havana, Cuba. For the faculty of Barts, meaningful poetry, like outdoor theater, like meaningful education of any sort, was always tied up with contemporary politics, collective wellness, and the pursuit of justice. Thanks for watching, kids. Don't forget to check out the class notes recap. This is history class. All power to the people. Stop Cop City. Peace. Bye.